Hi, I am Elijah Armstrong. I am a lighter skinned black male with shorter locks, wearing a blue and white checked shirt, and I am here to present you another one of our Heumann-Armstrong Award winners. For those of you who don't know, I won an award called the Paul G. Hearn Emerging Leader Award in 2021 from the American Association of People with Disabilities, and that award comes with a $7,500 grant, which I use to partner with AAPD and the Quello Center, as well as my own organization, Equal Opportunities for Students, to start the Heumann-Armstrong Award, which is a educational award for students with disabilities who have experienced and fought against ableism in education. Each one of our 6 winners receives a $1,000 monetary award, and we also shoot a video with each of our winners to give them a chance to tell their story. So I am really happy to introduce you to Nahime Aguirre Mtanous. On screen now is the logo for all 3 organizations: the American Association of People with Disabilities, the Quello Center, and Equal Opportunities for Students. On screen now is the logo for the Heumann-Armstrong Award and white text on a gray background that reads, "Present Heumann-Armstrong Award winner, Nahime G. Aguirre Mtanous," illustrated by Access Gallery.
So my name is Nahime Guadalupe Aguirre Mtanous. I go by Nahime.
A headshot of Nahime. Nahime is a young, light-skinned Arab Latina woman with straight, dark brown hair, smiling at the camera.
My pronouns are she, her, hers. I am a pale woman with brown eyes and long brown hair that goes past my shoulders and past my chest.
An illustration of Nahime in the same position.
I originally am from San Juan, Texas, but I've lived in Chicago, Illinois for the past 10 years. I attend the University of Chicago's Crown Family School of Social Work for their graduate master's in social work program. I previously also attended the University of Chicago's college. Yeah, so my mom and dad are both immigrants from Mexico. So I grew up surrounded by an immigrant community in the deep South Texas. San Juan, Texas is located in a region called the Rio Grande Valley of Texas.
An illustration of storefronts in San Juan, Texas.
Something like more than 75% of all of the population in the Rio Grande Valley is Hispanic Catholic, with a heavy skew towards recent Mexican immigrants. People speak Spanish everywhere. The grocery store, the DMV, the churches, the schools have a Spanish program. It's everywhere. It's rural, unincorporated land, sort of like if the rest of the state of Texas just forgot about those. When I was in high school, of course, I had really good grades. I was heavily involved in dual credit classes, AP classes, tutoring, the whole 9 yards. My big thing in high school was speech and debate and musicals and anything having to do with theater. I really focused in on extemporaneous and current event debates. I used to go to debate competitions every weekend.
An illustration of Nahime on stage debating an opponent.
U Chicago was a magical place for me. I had been wanting to attend the U Chicago College since I was 15. I knew I had no college fund, so I was going to do everything possible to make myself as attractive as possible as a candidate to get a full ride. When I did get it, I was easily overwhelmed. It was too much. I did not even look at any other college. After that, once I got accepted to U Chicago, I said, that's it. I don't care about any other school. And I just accepted my spot in my enrollment right away. Getting to my dorm for the first time during a crisp autumn morning in Chicago in 2012 continues to be one of the highlights of my life.
An illustration of Nahime happily moving a box of her stuff into her dorm on a fall morning?
I have a psychiatric panic disorder that means that my brain is in a constant state of hypervigilance. I faint really easy when I get panic attacks, so we try to make sure that I don't have too much anxiety.
An illustration of Nahime panicking.
I can't do any heavy exercise. I can't run. I can't do anything too extraneous, or I will faint because I stopped breathing. Getting support from the Student Disability Services office was impossible while I was an undergrad. Before 2016, UChicago students needed to have a psychological evaluation for any psychological disability accommodations. The problem was that your evaluation could only be done specifically at UChicago Medicine's psychiatry department to be accepted by the disability office. And they didn't take the student health insurance, and it cost $5,000 out of pocket. So I was priced out of accommodations, basically.
An illustration of a bill for $5,000.
I made do with informal accommodations by having my wonderful college advisor speak to my professors about my disability. But if a professor was adamant that they would not help me without formal supports from the disability office, I already knew that they were going to fail me. That type of professor doesn't usually understand that students with disabilities interact with learning material in a different way.
An illustration of a mean and stern-looking professor.
So eventually, I met enough of those professors that I couldn't continue my studies at UChicago after the spring of 2016. And that was that. I couldn't attend anymore.
An illustration of Nahime crying, walking away from the University of Chicago.
So from the spring of 2016, I had tried to return to school for about a year. And then for the first time in a really long time, something like flipped in my brain, and I stopped being anxious and just got mad. I got really furious, and I understand that we shouldn't probably get that level of mad, but it really forced me to think about my situation. I just kept thinking, how dare you cast away a student due to the situation you put them in?
An illustration of Nahime angry.
Your disability office refused my documentation. Your professors refused to accommodate me. That's structural discrimination. That's ableism. I was set up to fail the second I was no longer neurotypical. So I knew I had to sue them. The good thing is that like after spring 2016, I immediately went to work for a disability social services organization in the northwest suburbs of Chicago. So I knew my way around what was legal and what wasn't legal in the state of Illinois surrounding disability rights. I knew that Illinois had a wonderful pro bono disability rights law firm funded by the state governor called Equip for Equality, and I knew that they had an education helpline.
An illustration of Nahime and other people with disabilities marching with Equip for Equality.
I got in contact with them right away. I called them. I had a lawyer on my case by the end of the week. Within 6 weeks, we sent official paperwork suing the University of Chicago.
An illustration of a man in a suit shaking Nahime's hand.
And then from summer 2017 to early December 2017, they were just sending paperwork back and forth. December 2017 rolls around, and I get my official documentation from the legal department at the University of Chicago saying I'm allowed to re-enroll for fall 2018 with full accommodations.
An illustration of Nahime wearing her backpack, happily walking.
It was really difficult. My undergraduate department were all notified that I had sued the school to come back. So all of the professors that I had to interact with knew that I had sued to come back and that I was going to be really strict about accommodations. So that put up a couple of walls between me and the professors, and they weren't necessarily able to interact with me in the way that they would interact with other students.
An illustration of Nahime being shunned by her professors.
I think this worked out because I was able to have more access to supports and services that the University of Chicago had, so long as my advisor was the assistant dean, because she knew everything that the university could do in order to make me succeed. And it suddenly felt like I was structurally supported by the people that were supposed to structurally support you to begin with. Disability justice should be important for everyone, not just disabled people. Our struggles with access and accommodations put us in legal, physical, and psychological places with no rights, no supports, and no choices in matters that pertain to us. We get forced to interact with institutions and systems that were not built with us in mind.
An illustration of a jail, a hospital, and a school.
Things get better. Things always get better. All the time. That's my main thing. It may feel like you're stuck and there's no way out of where you are, but people are willing to help, and people are willing to come to your side and be there with you in community and empower you. You just have to find the right people. You just have to find the right community. And we're here to be one big disability community. Also, know that there is a whole community of disabled people out there that will support you when you can no longer support yourself. No person is an island, and we're ready to have all disabled people join in community with us. So reach out.
An illustration of Nahime holding up a peace sign in a group of people with various disabilities. Thank you to Nahime for sharing your story with us. You can find more from her in the links in the description, as well as finding out more from all of the organizations that allowed this to happen. Again, we encourage you to use the hashtag Heumann-Armstrong to participate in this conversation even after the video ends. And we have 5 other amazing winners of the Heumann-Armstrong Award this year, so please find out more about them.